Hi, it's Helen Tarrant. Welcome to another episode of Commercial Property Roadshow with Helen Tarrant. I'm here actually in Byron Bay. So one of the reasons I'm here in Byron Bay is I actually wanted to show you about where Byron is, and it's an interesting little town because it's absolutely booming now, even in COVID. So one of the things I wanted to share with you is that this town actually has about 5,000 to 6,000 people as permanent residents, but it actually right now has between 50 to 60,000 tourists here, and you can see that it's absolutely actually chockers in terms of gridlock on the road with the traffic. Now in its peak season you get up to 120,000 people. So while you might be seeing little towns and tourist towns out there, and you're seeing them as little towns that may not be something that's worth investing in, or that you think, oh well, why is the yield so low? What really happens to this town? It's interesting to look at what actually happens throughout the season, especially if you're investing in multi-driver towns, places like Cairns, places like Airlie Beach, even along the Great Ocean Roads. Those areas tend to boom at different seasons, different times, so it's worthwhile to explore that, to make that decision of whether you actually want to be investing in that town as well, because you can see that there's heaps and heaps of traffic all there, and pretty much all the cafes are booked out. To get into a restaurant here you have to make a booking, otherwise you have to wait half an hour. So it really is about understanding what you're investing in. There's actually 0 vacancies in Byron, and you know, to think that, you know, 50 years ago this was a sleepy little whaling town, then it became a surfing destination, it became backpackers, and now, you know, it's we have the mega stars are buying $25 million houses here, and now, you know, none of the real estate here are under $2 million, even for little shacks. To think that it's come a long way during that time. And so if you're looking at, you know, buying property in commercial and thinking that, you know, you might want to be buying in an area where it will gentrify in a few years, then consider towns like this, spillover towns. You know, there's towns like Lennox, Ballina, you know, this goes inland into Lismore, bigger towns that over time, if it's a long-term hold, will actually give you both the cash flow and the growth in that time. Because I can tell you that if you bought into Byron 10 years ago, you'll be getting much higher yield than 5% than what they're getting currently in the commercial property space. So again, I just wanted to show you. So these are some of the things to think about when you're investing in regional towns. Is firstly, you know, what is the current stable population? Secondly, what is the transit population? Who are the transit population? Are they well-off backpackers? Are they retirees? Are they people here are holiday makers? So those things are important. And also look at what other drivers when these people are not in town, or is that constant throughout the year? Look at the rental fluctuations over the last few years. So is the tenant here, you know, paying $50,000 and they're getting 5% rental increase, and then rent reviews they're getting, you know, a hike of 20 or 30%. So all of that indicates that, you know, the town is growing. So that's really important. And again, look at the traffic. And so you don't really have to visit a regional town, even if you're thinking that you might want to invest here and it's too far away or it's across the border and you just simply can't get here. One of the ways to really do that research is to look on Google Maps, look at the demographics, look at what happens seasonally, look at the for rental section, like especially the for rental section in the commercial space, to see how much rentals that's available, but also look at the residential to see how much holiday houses are. So if the holiday houses are like $1,000 a night, or some of the houses here are, and that's for nice houses overlooking the beach, and that's like a 1 or 2 bedroom, you know that, and there's very little vacancies in terms of holiday rentals, you know that area is booming as well. So, but also look into what other trades might be around. Like there's an industrial estate just outside of Byron. What are some of the major drivers here? It's a lot about organic foods, organic produces, and they also supply a lot of other businesses around Australia as well. So look at those things, because all of those things help you to define whether you actually invest in a town that really only has 6,000 people, but it's actually busy and pumping and acts just like a large regional town in any of the parts of Australia. So this is very much like a Newcastle, because, you know, it has actually, you know, constantly throughout the year, if you average it out, somewhere between 80 to 100,000 people here, and that is quite unique. And there are other towns like that in around Australia. So there's pockets like that, and if you identify pockets like that and you buy 3 or 5 years in advance in fringe areas, you'll find of that actual particular town, you'll find that the growth will happen quite exponentially over that time, and at the same time you'll get quite a decent yield, plus you'll actually get very stable tenants, because here in Byron it's a 2-year wait if you want to get into a commercial property. So hopefully that's been helpful, and I look forward to sharing with you more towns and more tips on how to get into different towns around Australia, what to look for, the different locations, and more things to think about when getting into commercial property. But if you want a personalized strategy session, remember, go to HelenTarrant.com, reach out to us at Contact Us page. In the meantime, subscribe, hit the bell, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now.